Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So I thought we'd take advantage of the fact that it's not raining at the moment. and the blossom on the tree in the background is rather beautiful. Anyway, today I thought I would show you how to make a little box that's got a tree on top of it, because you know Christmas is coming up soon. This is actually a project that I sent out to my Craft at Home ladies for this month to create. So if you want to find out anything more about my Craft at Home group, just ask me. So we will go into the craft room. Bye. Okie dokie, so here is my little box. It has this little tree on top of it, which is actually attached to the ribbon for a good reason. So I've actually made a belly band of the ribbon. It is a little bit delicate in some ways, but once you've got it standing up, the tree is fine. It's just that the tree is attached to the ribbon. So if you take the ribbon off there, you can then pop your tree inside the box for storage after Christmas time. So there it goes, and then all you need to do is store the box rather than having a kind of awkward tree on top of it all, which you know, I'm quite chuffed with this. And then it would just be a case of slip this back up on top of there. So just a little bit delicate that it does go on all four corners. Just have to do a bit of persuasion, and obviously that's going to be Tom coming home and the dog is going to bark in the background. So excuse the fact that Rat's probably going to bark in the background, and then we're probably going to have the sound of a car coming in the driveway too. So yes, that is it. Now, to make this, you will need a die that cuts you out a tree. So I've used, or potentially a punch, I guess. I've used this set of dies, which is the Twinkling, hopefully you can see this. Is it going to focus? Twinkling Lights dies. Okay, I'm going to put it back down there and just refocus. Hopefully we're going to be in focus today. And what I've done is I've cut out two dies together. So you've actually got that one that does the outline of it, and then this one here does all the little holes in the middle of it. So bear in mind when you cut this one out that some of the what look like little holes are not actually little holes. So there's some that are, you know, deliberate holes, and then other ones that just look like little pock marks. And if you turn it over, you can tell which ones of them are meant to be holes. So then you can either punch those out, or not punch them out, poke them out with your pokey tool, or use one of these, which is what I do to begin with. So any stubborn ones, I then use my my pin tool and push it out. So so you'll need 3 of those. And I'm just going to sit down now. You will also need a piece of cardstock which is A5 sized. So A5 is 21 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres. Then you'll also need another piece of cardstock. I like having a contrasting, and you know, red and green are quite Christmassy colours really. So this piece of cardstock needs to be 8 centimetres by 11.1 centimetres. Now, I will put the measurements down in my blog as well, and those of you who have it as your Craft at Home project to make will have it all printed out for you and sent to you, including all the stuff to make it. Oh, and you'll also need some little pieces of this, so 3 sticks of this pretty much. So 1, 2, 3. So this one here is soft suede, then you've got garden green and real red, and those are the colours that I've used with it. Right, what are we going to do first? Let's colour up our trees first. Let's pop those to one side, put that to one side, and I've literally just got my green brush. And I have picked out 3 colours. Oh, no, don't do that. There it is. So I picked out Garden Green because that goes with the colour that I've already used. Also Shaded Spruce because it's a little bit darker, and Pear Pizzazz because it's a bit lighter. So I'm just going to literally just sort of swirl on a bit of colour on each one. So that's my... Ooh, come on. Oh, drat it, that didn't work too well, that last one. The idea is that they are all going to be slightly different. Oh, just doesn't want to stay. Oops. There we go. That has coloured all three of them in. I now have slightly green looking fingers, but not too bad. You know, could be a lot worse. Let's get rid of all of those and pop them over there. Don't you just love... Oh, hang on. I seem to have a nice green finger there. Nom, 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 nom. Good job I'm wearing dark coloured trousers. Don't you just love the way that all the ink pads now actually have like little divots on the bottom of them, so they will stand on top of each other, and it just makes it really neat and tidy when you're putting it anywhere. So I can put those three over there. Just a little, you know, added... Oh, by the way, and... Let's pop that into there. So I know I've mentioned this before, but there's a reason I actually put little little plastic bags over the top of all of these, is because they are actually all in together like this. And if I have them all in together like that, they end up kind of cross-contaminating each other with the colours. So that's why. And then my glues sort of stick in there as well, because I want my glues so that they have the glue draining down to the pointy end, because that's the end, oh, excuse me, that I use the most often. Right, let's move those to one side. And the next thing to do is to fold these in half. And I'm just wondering where I put my glasses. There they are. All right. Oh, look at that. So much clearer. Isn't it amazing? All right. Try and aim for your trees to be exactly in half, but if they're not exactly, then it's probably not going to make too much of a difference. You might just end up with a little bit of, in this case, vanilla, sort of showing when you go to add them together. Where's my scorer? There it is. Make it so much easier to score with a score tool. And if you're no good at folding them in half, you can actually just sort of score down the middle slightly, and it'll help you with folding. It's just awkward to find exactly the middle for going down and scoring it, if that makes sense. Alrighty. So we now have 3 trees looking like this. When they open, there we go, 3 trees looking like that. Woohoo! Then, so these 3 sticks should be a similar sort of, well, they should be the same length ideally. And you just want to fold them in half so that you've got 1, 2, 3, and again that they're going to be folded approximately the same amount each. Okay, because you actually want to attach them to the back of the trees, and you want to attach them so that they will all be the same length. Might go with that one. So potentially your shorter end wants to be the one that's down on the ground. Now, what have I done with my glue mat? I have a feeling, oh, there it is. I put it ready to take with me to somewhere else. So we want the short end. All right. Take off that little bit of gunkiness. Just as well I have my glue mat, isn't it? and you want to attach it so that it's in line with the line there. And next one. Nope, that's not the right side that I want the glue on anyway. Wowzers, Heather, that was clever. Okay. So you kind of want it so that they are, oh, come on. So they're going to be even. Yep. And the last one. I don't think I'm putting the glue on the right side, never mind. At least it folds in both directions, cardstock, so that's a bonus. Okay, so then this last one also wants to be in line with the others. If you make sure that they're in line like that, then it does mean that once you put it down and you're going to stand it up, you're not going to have one leg sort of shorter than another leg, if that makes sense. All right, yes, they are all folding in the wrong direction. That's fine. I will just fold them back in the other direction. So the last thing for the trees is you actually just want to now glue them together. Right, let's just add a bit of glue. A little bit of glue onto there as well. And then aim for it to measure up like that so that they are, oh, goodness, right, even. Advantage with the Tombow glue is that you can sort of slightly squidge it around once you've put it down. So let's just do the same thing here. Do this one. Let's check this side. Oh, no, hang on. A little bit better. And the last one. It only needs the glue on one side because it's gonna stick together anyway. That looks pretty good. Excellent. So then you should have a little trifold tree that looks approximately like that. And as I say, each side will look slightly different because of the way that we've done it. And your trifold tree, in theory, should stand on its own like that. Although, if you blow it, it will fall over. I'm picking on my tree. Right, let's move on to the box itself. Oh, okay, sorry I picked on you, tree. Just stand upright. So the base of the box, we're actually going to take our A5 sheet. So I'm hoping that this is actually A5, yes. What have we got there? It's not. Okay, give me a second. I obviously managed to pick out one that wasn't the right size. I was thinking it looked a little slim, that piece. All right, so just check that you have the right sized piece, obviously. 14.8, and then it should be 21. So it is good. Right, so with your cutter, you've actually got a cutter and a scorer. So we want the scorer now. And we're going to score this piece here at 5 centimetres all the way around. So 5, 5, 5, and 5. There we go. And then just fold each piece. Now, what you want to do is you want to cut it so that you're cutting this one here. That's it. So you want it cutting that way so that this piece folds in behind here. There is a reason behind this. So if you were to cut it the other way, hang on, I'm just gonna pop my scissors onto there. So this will now slide behind there. If you were to cut it the other way, this is actually slightly longer than this, so it won't actually sit in there properly. Just cut those pieces. Trying to cut down on the amount of times that I say so. But then it does kind of leave me with blank times that I'm going, what can I say instead of so? Right, we have it like that. And what we're going to do now is just glue these pieces in and sit it so that we've got a box like that. That was a legitimate sew, I reckon. Let's add, oh, bit of glue. And pop that side down. And pop that side down. And we'll just do the same with this side. Come on, need glue. Let's just fold those guys in and slide them in. And get slightly sticky fingers in the process. All right. Alrighty. We have got, so you'll find that there is a slight you can either leave it like it is, or you can just sort of try and trim it up a little. I'm going to leave it like it is because obviously it's not going to trim up a little bit for me at the moment. I'm just going to pop my glue in so it's upside down like that. And oh, look at that, that's looking awfully dirty. Might need to give that a ring. Potentially even a clean. Alrighty, so see, it's very hard for me not to do the sew. We have got 8 centimeters by 14.1 centimeters here, and we're going to score around the edges at 1.5 centimeters this time. So 1.5. Oh, it's just down there, and 1.5 and 1.5. All right, and this time it doesn't actually matter whether you cut that side or you cut that side, so we'll just go with this one here. And 4 pieces like that. And then you want to make sure that all the sides are folded nicely. In fact, what I should do is just get rid of that and fold them nicely like this. And we're going to do the same thing again, that we just add our little bits of glue to these tab corners and get it stuck down. And let's just, oh, come on then. Always the way, isn't it? There's that one, and let's just add a bit of glue into there, and then we can stick down those 2 corners as well. And we now ought to have a box that will go together. So one lid, one box. Woohoo! It worked again. Maybe I shouldn't sound so surprised. The other thing which I need, and I obviously forgot to leave out for myself, is the ribbon. Now, I've used the Natural Finish ribbon, which I just think it's lovely. It's so soft, and it's just a beautiful ribbon. What I would suggest you do with the ends of it, because it is going to act as a belly band, and you do want the ends to kind of stay neat looking. So what I've done, oh, that's not locked. No, it's not locked. Is actually just gone ahead and seared the ends of it. So you don't want it to fray, basically, once you've got it on. Right. We will just make sure that this is going to fit all the way around. And oh, let's find myself a pair of scissors. Oopsie. Oh, that looks really sorry for itself already. Wow. Okay, let's just... Oops. Oh, that'd be right. I've got one little piece on it that I don't like. And it's apparently not going to go. Excellent. Oh well, we'll tuck that bit inside. That'll be all right. So yeah, just to sear the ends of it, you're literally just running a flame up and down quickly, and it just gives that edge a way that it's not going to start fraying on you. It seems a little creased, this ribbon. Never mind, it'll be stretched nice and tight in a minute. So you want it tight, but you don't want it that tight that you actually can't get it off the box and back on again. That hopefully makes sense. And I have used some of the tear and tape adhesive on this. So let's go with a little bit of the tear and tape on there, and we'll just peel that off. And if there's any that have come out over the edge like that, just fold it back so that it's not going to stick to the box. And we're just going to add a little bit of the tear and tape on the end of this one as well. Oh, that's so much easier if you kind of peel the material away from the tape. Come on, we can do this. Get back onto there. And there. There we go. So we have a nice little box, and hopefully this will now slide off. Yep, looks like it'll slide off. And potentially, if it's a bit too tight, because you've used the tear and tape, you actually can just peel that off and reset it. Then we now need to get our tree and attach our tree onto here. I have used glue to do this because I do find that this glue, or even I'm wondering whether I should use the fine tip glue pen actually. I'm not sure now, and it has attached using the Tombow. But you know what? I might actually give this a go. So, enter my stick. So, oh God. Okay, I'm not doing a good job of getting rid of my sews, am I? I was going to say last time or the time before, I actually used the fine tip glue pen just as a gloss over the top of something. But it actually is a glue as well, so it doesn't have to just be used as a gloss. But as I mentioned last time, my... There is this little teeny tiny pin that is meant to go into the teeny tiny hole that is on the top of the thing, but unfortunately mine didn't end up in the hole, and it ended up in a hole that's kind of on the side of it, which is about there instead of actually in here. So therefore my my nozzle is actually all gunked up, and it means that I can't use the nozzle, but it doesn't stop me from using the glue. Hallelujah. I managed to get it out. Right, so what we'll do is we'll actually just pop a bit of glue onto this, and don't know how fast this glue sticks actually. I didn't really think of that before I started putting it onto this. That might have been a good thing to think about, because I could be holding it here for a while. Anyway, the idea is that you're going to now plonk your tree into the middle here and stick it down onto the ribbon. And hope that the glue doesn't actually go all the way through. There's another thing I didn't think about. I have to say the Tombow did not go all the way through. And it did stick. So I might just be holding this here for a moment. So I'm going to shut up for a minute and hold it. Right. So I did discover that the fine glue tip pen is not a good plan. I went back to my Tombow and it has stuck it. It's very delicate at the moment because it's not, the glue's not fully dried yet. But the other thing that I did do with this one, as you can see, is I put little pieces of holly around, which is all very well, but I'm now down to my last 2 pieces of holly. So I can add my pieces of holly onto here. And potentially what I'll also do is, once it's completely dried, is I'll trim that little piece off, and this little piece that's also going over the edge of the ribbon there. And I'm going to probably not use my holly. I think I'll probably find something else to use on it. But what I'll do is I'll pop a photo of it up on my blog, and I'll put all the measurements and everything like that on my blog. So go and check out my blog, and you too can make a little tree that you can then give somebody something in, and then they can store it and reuse it another year as a decoration or something. There we go. And obviously you can bling up your tree if you want to and things, and I might well do that with this one. We'll go and have a look and see what I do. And don't forget to share the love and come back and join me next Saturday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.